Hello, everyone. Uh, Welcome back. It's a little bit different scenery. Um, the weather's finally getting a little better. So I was like, you know what? Why not do a video outside in a Marshall's parking lot? Because it's nice and at least you get to enjoy the sunset behind me. I guess, first of all, I want to start off by just saying thank you for all the support. I know it's not much, but like numbers are super inflated in the day we live in. Even if 10 people watch my videos, that's like 10 people that have gained some sort of knowledge from me or enjoy how I speak. So I'm always grateful for that. Um, anyway, so I want to get right into the video. I don't have much time today, but I really wanted to record this since it was on my mind. Um, the topic at hand is I feel like my brain does not work as it used to. I had this conversation recently with someone about, how before years ago, they were able to do certain things that they couldn't, or think in certain ways that they can't now. And I think it's a product of many things. It isn't just straightforward. It isn't just one thing that just kind of just happens. Uh, it's something that progresses over time. And I don't think it's something you should beat yourself up for, but I think it's something you should be self-aware of and work towards, at least, somewhat getting it back. Uh, it won't happen overnight, but with time and consistency, I think we could all achieve what our brain is missing due to whatever COVID, scrolling, social media, everything in general. But I'll give you a little background. I studied engineering in college, and I look back at my notes and I kind of wonder, like, who wrote this? Uh, Specifically, I look at my differential equations class and like thermodynamics. I took most physics 1 and 2 in the chems and all my calcs. So I definitely look back and have like pages of notes, and I'm like, this was not the same brain that's talking now. It's definitely changed a lot. But I think a good amount of people can relate to this, and we don't talk about it enough, and I think that's the issue. Because if we did, we'd incentivize each other to kind of grow more and keep going, uh, and keep progressing in life as we go. Uh, I think as we grow as individuals, especially when you get into adulthood, you tend to lose the learning ability you once had, uh, and I think that's where the issue stems from, where you kind of forget how to learn. In particular, warranted. I and probably many others probably spent so much more time studying than anything else. A lot of people's goals are to finish college, and as saturated as it may seem, a college degree is rather difficult to get. Uh, and we're so focused within the scope of the U.S. Sometimes we tend to forget that a lot of the world doesn't have education, and getting a degree in whatever field it um, is impressive within itself. The job market sucks, so it might not seem that way at moments, but it really is impressive. And I would suggest anyone that gets it to give themselves a pat in the back. Regardless, I think all of it leads to not being able to focus as you used to. And I think it comes down to two factors. Learning, in a sense, has been deprioritized in comparison to other priorities as adulthood comes. And I've only recently touched adulthood. I'm 22. But for sure, I could see it even now in early days how it's prioritized. Bills stack up. The work you go to gets repetitive almost every day, um, and you're very one-dimensional in your focuses, and it's usually monetary. The second issue that I think stems from that differentiates my generation, at least from past, is attention spans. There's so much noise and distraction nowadays that our attention span is kind of cooked. Uh, with scrolling being at, I guess, an all-time high per se. Everyone's doing it. Uh, we tend to not be able to focus. Right. I remember in college I was sitting down hours on end studying, and that was just my normal Tuesday. Now, honestly, anything outside of work, it's hard to spend 2 hours on. Even editing these videos, sometimes I just can't sit down and focus, and my brain just feels like it needs a break. Coupling these two together, I think if you do them long enough, or you have them long enough, it makes you look back at things you did and eventually not understand how you did them. And the cool thing about fixing yourself is you did them, so you know it's achievable. You know it's within yourself. You just have to find it, or achieve it once again. Anyway, I've made it a goal to kind of rekindle my sense of learning again. I think it's very important to stay educated in everything that you do, and to learn new things. I think that's how we grow as individuals. YouTube was definitely a step forward to help me organize my thoughts. I wanted to make these videos so, one, I could hold myself accountable, and if anyone else could get the idea of holding themselves accountable, or even pursuing um, the journey of knowledge, I'm happy. Even if it's one person, that's my goal. But I'm implementing other hobbies that will help me move towards this goal, such as reading, writing, research, getting educated on the political system, geopolitical system, even markets. And most of all, I want to start limiting my distractions. I think there was a quote I once read. It was, fixing your biggest flaw is faster and more effective than gaining like 5 new skills. And focusing on that one defect that you have is goes a long way, and will help you build good habits in the long run, faster than building new habits that will overcome those bad habits. But yeah, I mean, anyone that really watches this video has already taken the first step. The fact that it's on your landing page, and uh, you've watched this far, you've already taken a step forward. It might not, it might not feel like you're going anywhere at moments, but I think it's important to keep a optimistic mindset. Change looks different for everyone, and if it means implementing a small action every day until you can progress further, that's your type of change. Anyway, thank you for tuning in.